Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, thanks to each and every one of you who supported me throughout this journey. It was not easy, it was hard, it was painful, but we managed to go through this. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm thanking those of you who wished me for my surgery. It's been a tough one. I think I've kept you guys posted with the journey, and this is not something that just began a month ago or a year ago. I've been fighting this for over 9 years now, I guess. 9 years. Uh, some of you who know me since 2013 and 2012, somewhere before that, pretty sure you guys know this whole thing. What is it about? But nevertheless, there are a lot of friends who just got to know me somewhere recent. So you guys, a lot of you guys actually asked me what happened, why am I going for the surgery, and what's the whole thing is about. But nevertheless, I would like to sincerely thank each and every one of you who sent me all the wishes. I think I posted about this just about 2-3 days before my surgery, and literally there are hundreds and hundreds of texts, I think a few thousand piled up, and you guys been asking and wishing me, and even until today, even just now in the morning, I received a text from some of you. So I'm truly grateful for that. I mean, I feel blessed, and I think this positivity that you guys are showering on me is what that kept me moving all the while. So why I'm making this video is to thank each and every one of you for your kind words, and also to share a little bit of what actually happened. Why did I have to go through this surgery? It all started back in 2013. I think some of you remember the incident. Those of you who've been my friends from the beginning, pretty sure that you guys know. And it was 2013, and the wind was strong in Penang. I was heading back home from my college. I was on the bike, and my friend was ahead of me on another bike. And apparently, this is actually the day that we want to. Things was going rough back then. We're not doing properly in our college, and we have no idea what's going to happen after the pre-U course that we were doing back then. Clueless. Life was clueless. So me and my friend decided on that day that, damn it, we're going to change our life for once and for all. No longer bugging class, no longer, all the hinky pinky. We're going to be focused, we're going to finish this exam, we're going to rock. So we made this decision just up in the morning. So on that day, miraculously, we actually went to 2 temples to pray, and hoping that something good is going to happen, something good is going to come up in our life. And believe it or not, for the first time in my college life, I actually borrowed a book from the library. Never happened before. I mean, I did do that back in school, but never have I ever borrowed any book from the library in the college. Library is usually the place where we go to chill, not to borrow a book. But on this day, I actually went to borrow a book. And the librarian asked me, "Are you sure you're going to borrow this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she said again, "Are you sure? Never seen you before." And I said, "Damn it, just give me the book." So I got it, and I went. And so this evening, after my chemistry lesson with one of the best chemistry professor or a lecturer that I've seen in my life, her name is Miss Leela, right? She's from Inti. Okay, anyway, yeah. So after her class, I was heading back home, on the bike, and we were discussing on trying to share money and buy a car so that we can travel by car, because the bridge is definitely not a safe place to go, isn't it? So, to cut the story short, I was on the bike, and my best friend, Praveen Kumar, was on another bike, and he was ahead of me. So usually whoever crossed the bridge first will, wait for another guy to come, and we'll go together. So on this day, we want to go to this, I think it's a Honda showroom. I can't remember, one of the showroom, to just look for a car. he was waiting. He went ahead of me. He was waiting, and simultaneously at this point in time, 13 June 2013 evening at about 5-6 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. It was a terrible, terrible day in Penang. I hope you can still remember. Penangites should remember this. I say it's a terrible day because it was windy, extremely windy in Penang. Penang was blown away by wind, and the roof was flying. So many trees fell down, and unfortunately, if you still remember, the antenna of the UMNO building in Georgetown, Penang, fell down on a car. I think there's a YouTube video on that as well. You can go and check it out. It just fell on that car. The car was drilled down all the way to deep inside the soil, and the police could never find the car later on. So it was this very moment. I was on the bridge, heading back home. Boom. I have no idea what happened. I woke up. I have suppressed memory. I can't remember any single thing. I was in the hospital. Half of my hand was missing. The bicep just got torn off. There's a big hole in my hand. And there goes everything. Everything just crashed. Every single dream just crashed. I was admitted at the hospital, and at first I was mumbling stuff, and also they thought I had a brain injury. They took me to MRI scan. Thankfully, my brain was not damaged, but I had a situation called brachial plexus palsy, and it's kind of towards the worst in the spectrum, across the spectrum, because the damage is so bad that we have 5 brachial plexus nerve that connects to the spinal cord, is part of our nervous system, peripheral nervous system, which controls the movement of our arm, fingers and this and flexion and all that. All 5 of it just got ripped off from my spinal cord. So it's the worst ever. But there's another problem. The flesh came out as well. So the doctor suggested that we're going to cut off his hand. Thankfully, my parents did not agree to that. We fought, and the doctor gave me a few days to see if there's any sort of recovery, because I had and the third problem was I had a vascular injury. There's 3 things very important here to function the arm, right? The vessels, the blood vessels, I got that injured because of my subclavian artery, right subclavian artery got ruptured, if I'm not, something like that. So the blood was not flowing. The muscles torn off. You need muscle for movement, and you need the bone, and you need the nerve, right? The nerve got ripped off. So it's like the worst. The chances of keeping my hand safe was very little. But thankfully, thanks to my parents, thanks to Dr. His name was Dr. Ashraf from KPJ. I think I have to mention all these names because these guys are my heroes. So this guy, he helped. They really did their best, and over a few days later, there was positive signs of recovery. So, well, that's good. They decided to keep my hand, so I don't have to cut off the hand. But I have to heal from the injuries, because cutting off the hand is easy. You just cut off the hand and you fix a robotic arm and boom, done. But that was not what my parents wanted. They want my hand to function back, and together we fought for this. So much of pain after that. I'd gone through 3 or 4 skin grafting procedures. They took the skin from my leg, all over my leg, here, everywhere. They tried to put it back on my arm, and then, well, sooner or later I even had a surgery. They took the gracilis muscle from my leg and they transferred it here together with some neurons. I think up to the recent surgery I just had, I think nearly 10 surgeries already, and we're still fighting. It was not easy. A year and a half I was going through dressing procedures, when they pour the saline solution or something, the salt, to clean up the hand, and it just burns. You just imagine there's a wound there and you have to do dressing every single day, and it just kept burning. 2014, the whole of 2014 and midway 2013 is just destroyed. My time was really bad. So much of pain. I went through depression. There were days I cried. There were days I laughed. I tried to take it easy. So many tragical things happened in my life as well. Relationship problems, financial problems, because it's not cheap, it's not easy. But I think my dad and my mom did not give up at all. They did everything they could to sustain, to help me to get back up. So I think my arm is not fixed yet. But what actually happened throughout this journey is that this support, this love gave me strength to fight back. I was very down at certain points in my life. I cried. I prayed. I became very religious. I tried to look for a purpose in my life. All sort of things that I tried. But sooner or later, I managed to come back up. I managed to grab the strength that I wanted. There's so many great doctors who treated me along the way. Dr. Ananda, who's a plastic surgeon, Dr. Naufar, Dr. Arman from USM, Kubang Krayan, I think they did a tremendous job. And recently, Dr. Iskandar. So these people been there in my life, I think. Apart from my mom and dad and my brothers, I think this is the hero. And also, of course, my friends, they were always there. Everyone was close to me. Right, all of you guys were there along this whole journey. I can't name one by one. There's so many of you guys, in terms of relationship, in terms of everything. So I think that was the biggest strength for me to come back up. And I think it's very important that we have people around us feeding us positivity. If you ever get people around you telling you things that you cannot do, you should be down and all, get away from them. If I can do this, if I can come up in my life, if I have the strength and courage to do this, with a single hand, I got appointed, enrolled in one of the top psychology university from New Zealand, University of Otago. I graduated there in psychology. I did so many things over there, and even here in Malaysia. If I could do this, I'm not bragging, of course I'm not bragging, but if I could do this with one hand, you could do better with both your arms. So, sorry, that's my phone. Anyway, to cut the story short, there's a point in my life when I actually lost hope. There was a point in my life where I actually thought my life is gonna end here. And something just sparked up. A realization just clicked in. If I'm going to sit here and hoping that some miracle is going to happen in my life, which most of the people are doing right now, I guess. Sorry for being harsh, but I think most of you, it's the bitter truth. You're hoping something will happen to you, some good things will happen to you. Nothing's going to happen to you. Trust me, nothing is going to happen to you. You want the change, you have to make the change. You have to bring it. You have to bring that opportunity to your doorstep and ask the opportunity to, no need to knock the door. You just make it stand there. You open the door and get it. You have to grab that opportunity. It's not just going to come to your doorstep and say, hey, hello, I'm the Mr. Opportunity. I'm here to make your life colorful. That ain't going to happen. You want changes in your life to happen. You have to make it happen. You have to make it happen. The change that you're looking for is you yourself, is your attitude. You sit and cry. Okay, well done. Okay, now what? Get back up. Get back up. How long are you going to be there? I'm not blaming you for crying. I did cry a lot. I did cry. But if I continuously crying and hoping something good will happen, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. You want this change to happen, you have to make it happen. No one else is going to make it happen for you. All right? So, recently I just had a shoulder fusion surgery. Dr. Iskandar fused my shoulder with some, I think 11 or 12 screws in. There's so many screws in my shoulder right now. So I have to be on this. See this device. I shouldn't let my hand to come close. It's not easy. It's hard. It's painful. Even now it's painful. I'm suffering from a neuropathic pain 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It means that the pain is in my hand every single moment. right? Some people, I've seen, life is so hard after a breakup. Life is so painful. All these cute things post in Facebook. Dude, okay, that's mental pain. I understand that. I'm not looking down on that, right? But fight that thing. Fight that shit. You have to fight, okay? And you have to be humble with people around you. I don't have any grudge towards anyone who said a lot of things about me and who did a lot of bad, negative things to me, and during my lowest point in life. I have no grudge on them. I love them. I love every one of them. Because I think gratitude is very important for your growth. Not just the burning fire, because you're going to burn yourself with just that. You must have gratitude. You must have a respect. You must love the people around you. Even if they are bad people, you have to love them for your own mental health. You have to shower, because this is the world that we want to create. You cannot be selfish, right? This is the world we want to create. So love the people around you. Fight for what you want. Be courageous, all right? And your life will become way better than mine. I'm not living the best life. I'm fighting towards it. I'm still going. But I'm very happy. I will be very happy if your life becomes even more advanced and you're ahead of things. You become a leader of something. You achieve your dream. I'll be very happy. Okay? So, my best wishes to you. Always remember, if Tashwin can do this with one arm, you having both your arms and legs, you can do better than me. And if you do better than me, I'm the first person to be happy for you. Alright? I love all of you guys, and keep this positivity going. I love positive people. I try to always gather myself around positive people. You should try that too. Because at the end of the day, right, this positivity is the one that is going to fuel you in your journey. Okay? Take care. I love you. And again, thank you for all your wishes.